Just nod your head when you're... Hi everybody, it's Dr. Magnifico from Jared's Full Vet and Probably.com. This is Tuck. He is a 5-month-old lab mix. He actually came from a rescue. They noticed a couple days ago that he was reluctant to eat and he was vomiting. Subsequently, he has consistently vomited and now he's not eating. When he's vomiting up string. Laura's going to bring that over and show you. So he is vomiting nylon string. There's a couple concerns about him. One, he doesn't want to eat. Two, he keeps vomiting every time he does eat. Those are the two big indications that you might have an obstruction. Obstruction is the one thing that we worry about with these guys. I get especially worried when they're this young. So at 5 months old, if he's eating to the point of getting obstructions, meaning he's chewing something to the point of swallowing big enough pieces that it can obstruct his intestines, I always worry about down the road. Ideally, we don't want these guys becoming so obsessed with chewing things that they swallow them. So if you got, the first time you get an obstruction dog, I always talk to people about making sure that they don't become chronic obstruction dogs. You can only go into their abdomen so many times and take out pieces before things start scarring and adhering. And at 5 months old, it's a big giant red flag that this is a dog who we'd be really concerned about having lifelong problems. I have unfortunately had a couple of labs who have been euthanized at like 3 or 4 years old because they just keep eating and keep obstructing. So make sure you've got a puppy who's not obsessed about toys. Whenever we talk about things like, you know, my dog loves to chew, I always want to talk to people about having them, you know, make sure they're not training these dogs to become obsessive, mouth obsessive with stuff, because it's something down the road that's going to cause a problem. Other things on his exam, or we want to make sure his color looks good. You always want to look in the mouth and see if there's anything stuck in there. For cats, you always want to look under the tongue. And then for him, one of the primary signs is he's painful on abdominal palpation, or he's got evidence of obstruction on an x-ray. So if you think that your dog might have chewed something and swallowed enough pieces that obstruction is a possibility, get to the vet or the emergency vet right away. I expect that they're going to want to do an exam and probably take an x-ray, and then we've had him on fluids and antibiotics, and he will be on the surgery table in a couple of minutes to go in and take the piece out. And definitely talk to your vet about how you can avoid it the next time, because typically if it happens once, especially in a dog this young, it might happen again. If you have any questions, you can find me anytime at Jared's Full Vet or Probably.com. Take care and wish little Tuck luck. Say bye, Tuck.